Well, hello, you are hiking with Jenny on the Appalachian Trail. Today is day 150. I just left the Nauman Tentsite in Mizpah Hut and starting out the day climbing up Mount Pierce. I'm tackling the presidentials today. It is a bad weather day, but it only says 50% chance of rain. I did not get as early of a start as I wanted to today. So when you set your alarm and then you turn your phone off to save battery, your alarm doesn't actually go off. Now that I've been actually conserving battery because I had to go 6 days without recharging, I've been turning the phone off at night. And so no alarm. Lone Star actually woke me up at 5:15 hey, weren't you supposed to be up already? I did not leave until 7 a.m. I've decided I'm going to have to alter my plans a little bit. I really wanted to hike all of the presidentials. Now I'm realizing that is an ambitious goal in the weather conditions and with how late of a start I'm getting. So I might do one or two extra ones, but other than that, I'm just going to stick to the AT. Unfortunately. But you know what? I don't live that far away. I can always come back and bag those leftover peaks at another time. First things first, gonna get to the top of Mount Pierce. I have climbed this before, so this isn't one of the ones I needed. I actually did this in winter. It was very cold and I was in microspikes. So goal for today is to make it to Madison Springs Hut. It's just under 12 miles away, but there's 4,000 feet total ascent. So it's still going to be a tough day, especially with the wet, slippery conditions and the rocky terrain. On the way, I will be stopping at Mount Washington for lunch. And the reason Lone Star is not hiking with me right now is he's back at camp. He didn't have to get as early start because he wasn't going to be doing the extra peaks. But also, he's faster than me, so he's going to definitely catch up. And when he does, he's going to pass me at a certain point. And he has my battery bank that he's going to charge our devices when he gets to Mount Washington. And he will wait for me there, or at least until 1 o'clock or something, and then continue to the hut. So we're trying to make it to the hut by 6 o'clock because that's when they serve dinner, and we have hut reservations and it comes with food. So we're really banking on getting fed at the hut because that's we planned our food carry for that. So we need to make it there for 6 to ensure that we get fed today. So I'm hoping to make it to Mount Washington by noon so I have time to get lunch and relax for a bit before tackling the rest of the hike, because from what I've seen, after Mount Washington is just rocks and rocks and rocks, and I know that can be really slow going, so really gonna need that break and refuel for the rest of the day. Other than that, after Mount Pierce, I don't really know much about what to expect. I think we'll be ridge walking for a lot of the day. I don't think that there's going to be much for views because it is so clouded in, which is a bummer, but I'm not too upset about it because, again, I could come up here whenever I want and finish the presidentials. basically made it to the top of Mount Pierce, and as you can see, no view. I didn't have one the first time I climbed it as well, so I have never had a view up here. It is all whited out up here. I'm very grateful for these cairns because you can easily tell where the trail is. Lakes of the Clouds 3.9, Mount Washington 5.4. I believe the Crawford Path is the oldest trail going through the Whites. I feel like that's a lofty statement, but I think I remember reading something crazy like that. This was my first decision point. This is the first peak I needed, Mount Eisenhower of the presidentials, and it doesn't add too much more mileage wise, but it adds ascent, and I'm not gonna get a view up there. I would do it anyway just to bag it if I had the time, but I think I don't. So I think I'm just gonna have to just come back and finish these on another date, maybe when there's better weather. Plus, it would be nice to see the full Crawford Path on the AT, because I've never done that. So all right, I think I'm just gonna do the AT, and unfortunately not going to fulfill my side goal this journey on completing my 48, which is a bummer, but I mean, that can always be a separate adventure, and maybe one with nicer views and weather conditions, and one where I'm not like having to race the clock to get somewhere by a certain time. I think this is the best decision. I am disappointed, but oh well. Now I can look forward to a future adventure where I conquer the last of the presidentials. That's what I am gonna do. I think it's not gonna add too much more to the hike, and I'm doing pretty good on time now, actually. Little rock scramble to get up to Little Monroe, and then bit it down. Seems to have flattened out a little bit. So I have done 37 of the 48 4,000 footers in New Hampshire, and this one, Mount Monroe, is going to be number 38 for me. So I'm not going to film much when I'm up there, probably, because it is windy and rainy, and I don't want to stop, because if I stop I'm going to get cold. So I'm just going to send it, get a quick photo, and keep going straight to Lake of the Clouds. In case you were wondering, yes, there are other people climbing this mountain today. I'm not the only crazy one. Past 2 other people coming down, and there's 2 at the top. Woo! Crazy weather. Talked to those 2 boys at the top, and they got a photo of me, which was really nice, but I guess they're out on a day hike today. They're from Maine. Wow, that hut just like appeared out of the fog. So cool. 1.4 to Mount Washington. Just left the Lake of the Clouds hut. I grabbed a little bit of leftover free breakfast there, and I bought a lemonade. And just use the bathroom and head back out. Quick break, because I'm gonna have a proper lunch when I get to Mount Washington. But just wanted something to just fuel me this last mile and a half. Making good time today. It's 10:41. My goal was to make it to Lake of the Clouds by 11, because I figured if I made it there by 11 I could get to Mount Washington by 12. So it just gives me a little bit of extra time now to get there. But if I get there early, that's even better. Woo! Scary sign. I think this is the lake literally in the clouds. I think someone just like painted it yellow at some point. I know I must be close, but I can't see anything. Oh, I think I see a sign actually now. But this trail's pretty, like, not bad. A lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Not super steep. Alright, sign said 0.2 to the summit. Still doing pretty well on time. Saw some, probably Lake of the Clouds crew members hiking down some supplies, and one of them fell and I felt so bad, but she didn't want my help. She just wanted me to go around, so okay. She seemed like she was fine. Whew. Whoa, that's kind of freaky. That appeared out of the mist. I don't know what that is. It's like a building with holes in it. Did I mention I've never been up here before? This is gonna be number 39 for me. Okay, camera away. This is so eerie. Like, you can barely see like these shapes in the mist. Like, there shouldn't be things there, but there are things there. Oh man, I guess we're pretty much at the summit. Made my goal. It's 11:43, so I'm gonna go see if I can find Lone Star. Okay, I guess those aren't holes, they're like white things. Is that the weather station stuff? I don't know. Where am I going? What is this place? It smells like railroad. The like the creosote smell. What? Parking? This is wild. I hear voices. I see no one. I have no idea where I'm going. I can't see. That's the Yankee building. I don't think that's what we want. Appalachian Trail north to Washington Summit. Okay. Okay, I guess this is the handicap thing. Where am I? That's the Tip Top house. Oh my god, this is so weird. Oh, the train! There's a train! People just got off of the train. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's so weird. I think this is what I want. Oh, this is the end of the Crawford Path. Cool. The oldest mountain hiking trail in America. I was right. Yes. 1819. Cool. Cool, this one's yellow. The other one was red.
Diesel.
Was the other one not diesel?
They have a bunch of diesels and one steam one, I think, that was up here earlier.
Cool. Bye bye, train. Woohoo! Woo!
Bike safe.
You too. I'm gonna follow you because I have no idea where the trail is. There we go. Mount Katahdin, 332.9.
Stand on the sign.
Yeah. But most importantly, Madison Spring Hut, 6 miles.
Boy. That's 5.7 on far out.
I hardly ever trust sign mileage. Crossing the Cog Railway. It's pretty cool. I've never actually ridden this before, but I've always wanted to. Someday, I hope to. It's a pretty cool design. I think I can just walk right over it. It's kind of weird. Kind of sounds like there's a train coming. Very carefully. Maybe we'll get to see a train come up. That would be really cool. Yeah, I was right. There's a train coming. What color is this one? Green or blue? Last one was like kind of a yellowish, and the one before it was red. So cool. Like a couple minutes later, now there's a white one going up. Kind of feels like I've collected all the Pokemon. I've got to show this because some of the clouds have gone away and you can see something now. How novel. You can see something. That's pretty cool. And above there's some blue sky. Hopefully more of this clears up and maybe we'll get a view on Madison. One can only hope. Gosh, that's beautiful though. With how bad the weather was today, tomorrow is supposed to be a lot worse with like more rain and probably thunderstorms. So I think we made the right call in just going for it. And it is too bad that we didn't really get the views, but at the same time, like, we would have had to wait. Yeah, we would have had to take probably a couple zeros at least if we waited because of the weather that is going to happen tomorrow. This way, tomorrow is going to be crappy, but we'll be hiking out and we should make it out before the thunderstorms if we can get an early enough start. And we'll be down low by the time that they arrive. So so incredible being up here, and I'm sure pictures and video aren't doing it justice, but I have to try. It's like the clouds are like moving in and out, but there's almost like this kind of mystic beauty to it. So now the sun has come out and it's 73 degrees. So it just goes to show how quickly the weather in the Whites can change for the worse or for the better. You can definitely see some things now. Not sure if I'll get views from the tops of the peaks, but I've been thinking about possibly hitting one more kind of optional peak on my way, depending on how I'm doing for time. If it's gonna be close, I might not hit it, but if it looks like I have extra time, Mount Adams doesn't look too far off the trail, I might grab that one. But I've got a couple miles to decide. So Jefferson was another one I needed, but I think I'm gonna skip that one because it's 0.3. There is a loop trail, but I think it's gonna add more to the hike. I still have 3.2 to the hut, so it's 3:30. I think I'm gonna skip it. I'm not too upset about skipping either Eisenhower or Jefferson for now, because Eisenhower is actually on the Cohos Trail, or just off of it or something, which I'm gonna do at some point anyway, and Jefferson has Caps Ridge Trail, which I've been wanting to do for a really long time. So I'm gonna, someday I'll do that and get Jefferson that way. But Adams seems like it might be a little bit more of a hassle to get to. So, and that one looks like it's almost right off of the AT. So I might try and see if I can bag that one real quick. As long as I'm still doing okay for time. I figure at one point they painted the top stone of each of these cairns yellow so you could see it easier in the winter, because white would not stand out. And probably one rock out of all of them, you know, looks the same, but if you paint it yellow, it definitely would stand out. All right, taking this 0.3. Ooh, this was a gnarly rock scramble. It's been like this that whole 0.3. Very tiring. Well, this is the view from Mount Adams. Unfortunately, I had a glimmer of hope because when I started up this trail, it looked like the sun was trying to come out, and no such luck. But it's kind of nice with the mist. It feels cool. Get a quick summit photo and then I'll head down. I gotta say, the mountain mist is really nice, but that's gotta be one of my least favorite mountains to climb. That was rough. Alright, I think we're rejoining the AT now. I think we should have 0.4 to the hut. Well, it doesn't actually say, but I think that's what it is. I made it, and I'm just in time. It's 6:05. They just started serving. Whew, man, what a day.